Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and kids of all ages. We're back. Me and my co-host over there, Mr. David Ingram. How are you doing today, Dave?
I'm very good, thanks. I'm very good. Yeah, knocked off work, got home, had some coffee, and here we are.
Yeah, yes, and it's for those that don't know. Look, I got my Christmas sweater on, got my Christmas hat on. It's Christmas. I'm feeling all Christmas, but not Christmas, folks. Just kind of like the hanging out with the family and that kind of stuff for it. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, I've got my seventh Doctor tank top on and a ruffle shirt, and
I got
yeah,
the
no,
hat. I like the
and
hat.
it's the Brad Pitt hat. Do you like Dags? So yeah.
Exactly. So look, we got a special guest. Dave, why don't you introduce our guest? Because I mean, we got him because of you. So why don't you introduce him?
Right. Well, people may have seen online that Benediction are going to be doing hot sauce, and this gentleman right
Or
here,
here?
wherever he is,
Yeah,
yeah,
wherever.
um, he's actually producing it. He's making it, creating it, and we sort of work together on the idea behind it. And so, everyone, please welcome Jordan.
From
Hello.
and George, what's the name of the company? As you know, Dave's great at publicity here.
Yeah.
Ah, my company is Satanic Hot Sauce.
Right. And so you do. First of all, let's tell people from the beginning. Where can people find the hot sauce before we start talking about the whole process and everything? Where can people go to find this stuff?
So, www.satanichotsauce.com.
Right. And I'll put a link in the reel when we post this on Instagram and our socials so people have the link to that. So look, first of all, tell us a little about the company, how you got started with all that, and how you decided to do hot sauces for bands.
Oh God. So 2018. So I'm outside of this, I'm a social worker. We all hate our jobs. Um, so once a month I would do spicy wing nights. And I would try to go hotter and hotter and hotter every time. So the very last night that we ever did this, my supervisor was over, every single person from the team was over, and I decided to make the wings hotter than pure pepper spray. Everybody had to sign waivers before they could eat them, so I don't get sued.
Of course.
And so while we're eating them and everything, one of my coworkers and I almost pass out. We turn completely white because it's really, really, really hot. And by the way, beer is amazing to get rid of heat.
Well,
Um,
wait. Time out. Time out. Beer
yeah.
is amazing. Full stop.
Well, yes, it is. Uh, and then my my best friend Jake, he turns to me, he's like, you know, you should start making your own hot sauce. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it.
Right.
Went over his place one day. He's like, here, this is the breakdown. This is what I think you need to do to get it started. I'm like, all right. So then that week, I had just watched The Passion of the Christ because I was curious. And by the way, that's just a bloody slapstick comedy, of my opinion. Uh, so the original name for the company was Passion of the Peppers, but it does not roll off the tongue very well.
Yeah.
So then one day I woke up, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to change this to Satanic Hot Sauce. Let's see what the fuck happens. And then during the pandemic, it was just trying to get all the permits and everything. I almost didn't even get this going. Um, but then 2019, I met Jeff Bissara of Possessed, who ended up becoming an extremely good friend of mine, probably one of my closest friends. And during the pandemic, he just kept me going, kept me sane. It was like, just do this, this, and this, take it one step at a time. And eventually, I got all the permits I needed. The company was up and running. And I mean, without him, I don't even think I would have a company right now.
Cool.
So then,
Cool.
fast forward to about, I don't know, I'd say about 2021, we finally got Pagan Reaper going. But prior to that, it was me just asking a bunch of bands if they want to just name hot sauces. And then eventually I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Why don't I just start making their official hot sauces? Then Decepticon from Nordhavel, um, he's going to kill me because I said that wrong. Um, he just kind of took a chance on me because with just doing the very first band hot sauce I ever did, came out incredible. All Norwegian spices, all Norwegian fruits, and for some reason it tastes exactly like Taco Bell sauce. And I have no idea why. People fucking loved it.
Cool.
But yeah, but like originally my bottles were like this big,
Right.
super watery. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then eventually I moved up to the 5 ounce bottles, made them super thick. And so because of Decepticon taking a chance on me, that's when more bands rolled in. That's when Jeff and I finally did Pagan Reaper. And then everybody else kind of just came with. And then everybody always asks, like, how do you even meet all these people? And it's just like, just shoot them a message on Instagram. 9 times out of 10, somebody is going to respond. And that's how I kind of started it. I started sending bottles out to everybody from like members of Porno Pyros to like, you know, even like comedian Brian Posehn has tried my hot sauce. Al Jurgensen, everybody has
Oh,
tried my hot sauce because I
cool.
just send out samples.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
Mm.
And so you were basically making them yourselves, right? I mean, so you do you
Oh
actually
yeah.
sit in the kitchen and like grab your peppers and do the whole 9 yards yourself until you find something that works?
So so that was the fun part. Uh, just coming up with the base recipe was
Right.
the most difficult part.
Sure.
My base recipe is like it's got like 20 different peppers in there because I use fresh peppers, I use dried peppers because it gives a good balance of
Right.
flavor. And so trial and error, and then there was that one time I had frequent heartburn, having to taste test everything. That was the worst experience of my life. Uh, but eventually I got to this awesome base recipe. And so what I do, I just go in, I have a blender, I have a carboy, and I have vinegar and all the ingredients. And I just blend everything up with the apple cider vinegar,
Right.
throw it in the carboy, it ferments. 3 weeks later, we got hot sauce.
Right. Right. And do you have a favorite pepper, or do you always just blend them
Oh,
together?
my favorite pepper is the habanero.
Okay. All
That
right.
has the most tropical flavor.
Right, right.
Mm.
So actually, so I had recently I had an accountant that worked for me who just retired, and during COVID, people that don't know, I work on an army base, and we have a lot of room here. So we ended up starting to grow hot peppers. So we were growing, ghost peppers, reapers, whatever we could. And he's like, "Ooh, let's try and make hot sauce." And we actually had fun during COVID just making it and throwing different fruits in there and this stuff. And now it's like an addiction for him. And I get it because a lot of people, once you start it and you like it, even if you don't particularly like the hot sauce itself, you're not a big fan of heartburn, a lot of people just enjoy making it because it's fun. It's almost therapeutic.
Oh yeah, it's like brewing beer.
Right.
Like during the pandemic, I was brewing beer, so I basically used the same technique. Like how you kind of ferment beer, I use the
Right.
same technique with the hot sauce.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know, what I found is with the fermentation, no matter how hot the pepper is, the heat gets cut right in half. So
Right.
like I can mess around with the Carolina Reaper. A lot of my current hot sauces have Carolina Reaper in it. But the heat, with it being cut in half, gets kind of down to like between a habanero and a ghost pepper heat.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
with the fermentation, it's like you get all the flavor and you get a nice warm heat
Yeah.
because a lot of hot sauce is just straight heat.
Yeah. You need a little bit of flavor to it. I mean, for me personally, I can do mild. I'm not a big hot sauce kind of person, and I prefer something that's a little bit more of a fruity taste. You know what I mean? Because I get
Yeah.
heartburn really easy. So I don't mess around with it. But I mean, he still brings me his hot sauces. I have a whole cabinet at home full of homemade hot sauces, one after the next. And I mean, it's fun. I mean, it really is. And there's a resurgence in it, right? I mean, especially in America,
Yeah.
I see it online. I mean, hot sauces are everywhere.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. And it's like there are so many hot sauces, and then there's just people are just making just heat. And
That's
it's like, I don't know how you can sell that without any flavor whatsoever. I was
Mm.
talking to Jeff yesterday, and I'm like, I think the thing that we have over other, like especially other hot sauce companies that make hot sauces for bands, I've only had one, so I can't speak for all of them because I'm sure they're all incredible. But is the fact that we have the flavor and we
Right,
got the heat,
right,
and it's just mixing those tropical flavors with the heat. Like I always use papaya. I
right.
always add lime. You get the good zest, you get the good tropical, you get
Mm.
everything in there. And then with the habanero as one of the main peppers in all my hot sauces, I mean that's the most flavorful pepper I've ever had.
Cool, cool.
And
So
then I
how did,
found out, yep.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, I found out during this whole process I'm probably allergic to jalapenos, which used to be one of
Oh
my
shit.
used to be one of my favorite peppers.
Right,
And now whenever I have it, I get so sick, but it's in every single hot sauce I have.
right, right.
Ah,
That's crazy. So how did you get hooked up with Dave up here?
Oh God. So I've been a longtime Benediction fan. I saw you guys obviously, like I said, in Wacken.
yeah.
And then out of the blue, I'm like, I got an email from you, and I'm like, this has to be like just somebody messing with me or something.
Yeah, I
I almost
was.
I almost didn't respond because I get so many spam emails from so many like people that find my email from like my Instagram or whatever, and it's just like increase your followers by 10,000, all this other bullshit. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I see your email, I'm like, this can't be real. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna respond to this. And then you were real. And I'm like, holy
No,
shit.
cool. Well, what happened was, I think Jeff had actually reposted something on the possessed thing about the pagan
Oh yeah.
sauce, and I saw it and I thought, hey, that's a really good idea, Benediction hot sauce, because I'm really into hot sauce. When I was a younger, I hated anything hot, and I don't know, I think it was when I maybe my midlife crisis or whatever it was, but I really got into hot sauces. And I thought that would be a great idea. So that's why I contacted you. And I'll tell you a bit about what my idea was and the idea that you gave to me. Since Benediction are from Birmingham, we thought we'd sort of give the feel of Birmingham and as tribute to the city that invented heavy metal. Um, so what we've taken is because Birmingham's known for its fruit markets. And there's also a lot of restaurants, Indian restaurants, so there could be the Indian spices there. And because Birmingham's an industrial city, very much so, it's going to have some smoky flavour for all the industrial pollution that is in Birmingham. So yeah, but it's safe
Oh
to
yeah.
eat. Don't worry. Um, and
Now,
yeah, so that was the idea behind it. I sort of worked on a design based on the Ravage of Empires album cover, and we're going to name it. I believe it's going to be called Sweet Ravage Reserve.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just
So
started picking up ingredients for that. That was fun.
so Jordan, tell me how does that go? So you have someone like Dave comes to you and says, "We want this is what we're looking for." Is it hard to then basically go through and try and figure out the taste of that description? Because I mean, really, when you break it down, it seems kind of basic until you have to make it, right?
Well, so I mean, with the whole industrial thing with Birmingham and the smoke, the pollution, everything that you mentioned, um, I mean, to get the smoke is pretty easy. You just got to roast things, or you got to, when you get ingredients, make sure they're all smoked. So
Hmm.
that was one of the things, like making sure almost every ingredient was smoked. What I actually found is that you can't get everything smoked, which is weird. But just getting everything you possibly can. Like get all my ingredients off of Etsy because there are so many incredible farmers and growers and producers on there, and you can literally find anything. So when we came up with this idea of just like, all right, everything's going to be smoked, I started browsing that. I mean, I just got in like the 2 pound bag of cayenne pepper that's smoked for this thing. And so yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, I just take my time just to research everything, just to find the right thing. Because whenever I work with bands in general, I always ask them, hey, you know, I always want to make a hot sauce based on their culture, where the band comes from. So it gives the fan something more personal.
Sure.
And then obviously with Benediction being from the birthplace of heavy metal and me being a massive Sabbath fan, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be fucking awesome. We got to really, really do something for this. Um, but then you get bands that, troll fest, they just love partying and they just wanted a pina colada hot sauce. So it's like, okay, how the hell do I do that? But you figure it all out. It trial and error and just researching everything.
Yeah. So banana and coconut in that one, right?
Yeah, so I use a rum extract in that one, real coconut, real pineapple.
Yeah,
Mm.
Took three
pineapple.
tries to get that thing right. The
Mm.
first two batches were awful.
Okay.
They finally got the recipe right. I was like, all right, I can start making this finally.
So do you make everything at basically there yourself? I mean, or do you come up with the recipe and then get it mass produced somewhere?
No, no, I make it by hand.
Wow.
Well, not
Okay.
by hand. I can't blend everything up by hand, but
Well, of course not. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I blend everything up. And then, I have a commissary kitchen, so I rent out kitchen space. So then, go there, blend it up, and then I go back and until I can afford to get like an industrial sized food press, they're like a couple $100 or whatever.
right.
I have to literally squeeze out the juices of every single thing in that hot sauce because if I just bottle it where it's all chunky and everything, the thing's going
Right.
to last like a few months.
Right.
If you squeeze everything out, you just have the liquid, it could
Yeah.
last 10, 20 years.
Right.
Right. Not in my house.
Yeah. I mean, with this thing, it's like everybody always asks, like, okay, how is this made? Well, I literally just stand in front of a blender and just blend everything up. My back hurts at the end of it. And then, like, my girlfriend and I will sit, we will bottle everything by hand. And then once everything's bottled, like a couple days later, we'll watch Star Trek and just start labeling and sealing all the bottles with the foil wrap and everything. She's got way more patience than me. So you will see that some labels are crooked. Those are mine. Great labels are hers. But this is why she wears the pants in the relationship.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, cool.
And so,
I got a couple of questions now. Yeah, well, the one has just sprung to mind. Firstly, which Star Trek do you watch? Because I'm a Star Trek fan too.
So my girlfriend and I have been together for 10 years. And when we first started dating, we started Star Trek, the OG series. And we basically, up until about a month ago, we watched every single Star Trek series and film in chronological order. So back in November, we finally finished all, like, I think it's like 1,000 episodes and all however many movies, period.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Nice.
wow.
if you're asking my favorite, Voyager. That is my favorite.
I like Voyager a lot. I like the premise behind it. That was very cool. Yeah, I forgot what I was about to say. But the other question, which I know everybody's going to be asking, why the mask?
Oh, yeah. Well, one thing, being a social worker, none of my clients know what I actually do. I have a lot of religious clients, and the last thing I need is for them to find out that I run a company called Satanic Hot Sauce.
A wise move.
Yeah. And then on top of that, also, I used to frequent like Facebook when I was younger. I haven't had Facebook in like 15 years. And I just realized I don't really want a social media presence. So, like, yeah, I got it for the company, but I don't want one for myself. So I cover my face up. But then the one thing about running a company called Satanic Hot Sauce is you get a lot of hate messages from religious people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you want, I can read them out to you. I got them all right here. I'm printing them on stickers. That's the plan. We're not even going to block out their names. We're just going to print them out and let them deal with it.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man.
That's a nice touch. Uh,
Oh yeah.
it'll make. I mean, if you got the logo and the website on there, people will sort of the religious nuts will go to the website to find out what the hell's going on in God's name, and then the normal people who are quite obviously sane, they'll be the ones going to the website to find out what all the hubbub's about, bub, and maybe buying some sauces while they're there.
Oh yeah. Well, like last month I was doing an event. I had my whole setup, inverted crosses, all the stands that all the bottles are resting on my table at events are all handmade by my friend Julian, and they all have inverted crosses. And then this guy, the Jesus skull, I use as a trash can. And just to top it all off, I put in a dog poop bag as the bag inside here. And people love throwing their stuff away in this thing. And this was actually made by a guy that he had worked with Primus way back in the day for like their special effects. But he made this thing and it's just incredible. But
Ooh.
so I've had maybe a couple people approach my table just so pissed off at all that
Yeah.
stuff. But then last month, this old woman in full nun garb came up to my table, and my friends who run the event I was doing was like, all right, I got to get going. And as he's walking away, he starts filming to show our other friend who runs the event like what's going on, because I've never had a nun or a priest approach my table. Well, this nun tried everything, loved everything, understood kind of the tongue in cheek of a lot of the stuff, and but also just appreciated what I was doing. So I was like, all right, well, fuck it. This is great.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought, yeah,
Yeah.
you
Who
know,
says nuns have no fun? Oh, come on.
oh, yeah. Oh, it was great.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, and look, the social media thing I understand. And I mean, honestly, it's a dark, ugly place, filled with, lots of broken bottles and spikes everywhere that we all manage to fall on. And I think there's a large portion of us, especially an older generation, people generally 45 and up, or some of us 50 and up, I'm only on here because of the podcasts, the shows, and the bands, and that's it. I mean, I don't want to have a personal presence, and it's just, yeah, it's not a nice place to be anymore. There's no question about it. But as a business person, you have to have a social media presence because unfortunately, that's it. That's the whole world now.
Oh, yeah. That's why I specifically chose this particular one. This is actually a replica mask from Rob Zombie's Three from Hell.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I was like, that thing's perfect. It's got a pentagram and everything, and it just looks badass.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you have people come up to you and ask you if you're a wrestling fan too?
Yes. And yes.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Like territory era or like WWFE era?
So WWF Attitude Era, that's the era I grew up with.
Okay.
But current wrestling,
Yeah.
AEW all the way. I've been watching that since the beginning.
Right.
In my opinion, that is Attitude Era for the modern day,
Right.
where WWE currently is like just the most kid-friendly wrestling ever. Like I love death metal or death match wrestling.
Sure.
Um, I remember
Although death metal wrestling could be a good thing.
I'm sure it exists.
Dave,
Honestly, I thought it exists.
I'm sure Cam Lee has got a bunch of people he wants to
no,
grapple with.
now look, I wasn't going to say it, but I want to say it was the Helsinki Festival. They had a wrestling ring set up, and in between the bands, they actually had wrestling going on.
No
And
shit.
and I think I don't remember which band Jeremy Kling was there at the time, but Cam like literally challenged him to a wrestling match on stage, and it was the best. I was just like, Jesus Christ, what would you have done if he'd actually said, okay, are we gonna have the death metal panda versus, the other guy? It was
Damn.
but yeah, I look, death metal and wrestling, all that stuff goes together. I mean, so I grew up in Florida. I grew up in Florida in I started going to wrestling around 81, 82 with my parents, with my mom
Mm.
mainly. So I grew up with, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, the original Road Warriors, Kevin Sullivan. That was honestly my first introduction to evil because when he did all that stuff, and I mean, it was they had the golden spike, and it was just absolutely awesome. And for me, it was always blood because you'd go to like Eddie Graham Sports Stadium in a center in Orlando, and dude, every wrestling match. I mean, if you didn't see Dusty Rhodes bleed, it wasn't a match. I mean, you had Dory Funk, you had the Funk Brothers bleeding all over the place, and for me, that was just awesome. So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge wrestling fan, but an old school territory guy. I mean, when I moved up to in '84 with my grandparents in Boston, and that was early WWF time. And Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and Cyndi Lauper and stuff. And for me, that wasn't quite wrestling because I like you, I prefer my wrestling a little more bloody, a little bit more realistic looking than
Mm.
the kind of the comic book version of the WWE era now.
The craziest match I ever saw. It was literally right before the night before I flew out to Wacken 2019, and I'm over with my friends over at our favorite like indie promotion, which actually is like tied into AEW, Beyond Wrestling out of Worcester, Massachusetts, and there was going to be a death match, and we didn't really know what it was. And then all of a sudden, they told everybody, "All right, step back like 10 feet or whatever," and they removed all the ropes and replaced them with barbed wire. They
Oh,
added barbed wire into all of, like barbed wire planks, like pieces of wood with barbed wire all over in every corner. And then the wrestlers came in, they were hammered. They were downing Jack Daniels leading up to the match. And they came in with barbed wire bats and they beat the absolute shit out of each other. And at the time, I was texting Zakas Tolis, and he's a huge wrestling fan as well. And I'm like, you got to see this. And I sent him a photo, and of the barbed wire match. Like you saw their skin getting caught on the barbed wire, everything just ripping, whatever. And it was the most bloody match I've ever seen. And such a
Damn.
great way right before you fly out overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so do you get a chance to come over here to do a lot of the festivals? I mean, Wacken, or is Wacken like the one festival you come over for?
That's the one I go over for every year. This was my fifth year that I
Okay.
went, and my first year experiencing the mud, which
Oh,
was
Yeah.
you've been lucky in the past then.
yeah. Every year prior, it was always dry. But I go there every summer. It was a dream of mine since I was about like I don't know 14, 15. And
Right.
then finally, I was like, oh my God, I'm an adult now. I can actually buy stuff. So I was like, going to fucking Wacken. And now it's become this thing where I've become a regular. And when you go to Wacken, you notice the regulars there and they remember you and you remember them. And so that's what I do every summer. I spend 2 weeks there with my friend Alex, who's like, he's in a bunch of bands in Germany. Like, his current band, Madness Reigns, is like getting pretty big over there. And um, so we always go a week early. So we're just, partying, getting trashed leading up to the festival starting. And then the night before the festival, everything gets crazy. And there's this buzz and whatnot. It is my home away from home. I told my friend, I'm like, when I die, I want you to try to figure out a way to get my ash. Part of my ash is buried between the two main stages. Back in 2024, I saw 42 full shows, front row for every show between 7 stages in 4 days. You will see me front row at Behemoth. I look I looked so exhausted, so pissed off.
No doubt.
And like, I'm a Behemoth fan, and I was looking forward to the show, but I was just so done. I needed to go sit down. And midway through, I was just like, I have to go, and I just left. But we get home, and my dad's friends like, why does Jordan look so mad? Because he was watching the show live, and I had to explain that I was doing a marathon.
Mm,
Oh. So
yeah.
you guys have your same camping place every year?
Oh yeah, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me show you our flag because it has to do with wrestling. Um, so every year we kept talking. We're like, you know what? We need to do a flag. And so my friend Alex bought the red version of this mask. And so this was our flag.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. Very cool.
I love
We
it.
got it. It is like the biggest flag you'll ever see. I mean, I got lost so much this year because of the mud and everything, and we were so far back where our campsite was. But man, could you find the place? Once you were in the area, you could see that flag like it was like the North Star or whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's
Cool.
cool. It's nice that there are actually, yeah. I mean, I don't do festivals anymore. Can't do festivals. It's just too much for me. I don't, I'll go with Dave and we'll hang out and that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, you're not going to see me crammed up against a railing anymore. Those years are long over. Yeah, I'll leave it to the younger generation to get out there. Don't you think, Dave?
Fair enough.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't, if I go to gigs, I'm either at the back or one side of the stage, either side, watching, not moving around, not
Yeah.
letting my feet getting trampled on, anything like
No,
that. No,
no,
I'll
no.
watch from the side.
Yeah, I
That'll do
break.
me.
I break too easily these days.
Same here, mate. I'm brittle. I'm crumbly.
You're crumbly. So look, Jordan, it's look, I appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we could help people, spread the word about the hot sauces and stuff. Um,
Absolutely.
so look, tell us real quick, what bands do you currently have? And when will the benediction stuff be available for people if they want to go on and can you pre-order it now? Can you buy it now? How's that work?
So the so to start, the benediction sauce is up for pre-order right now. Currently, I'm in the process of collecting ingredients. I don't know what the hell happened in December, but like it felt like a week ago Thanksgiving, and now it's like the end of December.
It's flying by this
Mm.
year.
Oh my God. So I have not had, I was like, I have all this time to get all these ingredients because we're looking for like a January release.
Right.
And now it's like the end of December. And I'm like, oh my God. But luckily, all I have to do is just get the rest of the like main ingredients I get at my local market. But the benediction hot sauce is up for pre-order right now. And we're looking at, I'd say, a middle to end January release. Good way to start the new year. Get a benediction hot sauce out there.
Hell
Just in
yeah.
time for my birthday.
Yeah.
Shameless plug
And,
for Dave's birthday. Love it.
well, we'll
Love
get that hot sauce over to you just in time then.
and so you
I'll have it on my cake.
oh
Absolutely.
please. Oh yes.
And then with the bands I work with,
Right.
so right now, Possessed is the main one.
Right.
So we got Possessed. Well, actually, they're all the main ones because I make their hot sauces consistently. So it's Possessed, Troll Fest, Embryonic Autopsy, Loitz, Black Metal out of Estonia. Um, I work with Pull the Plug Patches. I make their hot
Mm.
sauce. Um,
Didn't I see Creator on there as well?
but yes, Creator.
It was on your website. That's how I knew.
Oh my God, did I accidentally put that on my
Yeah,
website?
that's the only way I knew. It was on your website.
All right, yeah, so Creator,
Oh,
whatever.
You heard it
Yes,
here first, folks. Except unless you went to the website, then you heard it first.
Creator, Death Scream. It will be announced soon, but yeah, that's been a very open secret, I should say. Everybody knows about it by now.
sure.
Uh, and then, so then I also make hot sauce for a local some friends of mine who do like events in the area. Um, and their hot sauce is a beer hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
The bowl. And then
Dave, that piqued Dave's interest right there.
I will send you a bottle.
Yes, please.
And then I got a couple other hot sauces with two very big bands that are kind of have not been announced yet, but I'm very excited for them.
Cool.
And then I'm working with Dean of the Dead hot sauce because of the bullshit with all the tariffs and our shitty president currently. It's been hard to get stuff sent overseas or shipped from overseas to here, everything like that. So Dean of the Dead has been having issues with, the tariffs and everything and the skyrocketing shipping and all that. So he reached out to me and I'm going to be helping him with his hot sauces for the United States and Canada. So currently fermenting in my closet right now with a lid on, not just out in the open. Just need to is scalding blood for Cannibal Corpse.
Oh,
and
cool.
So I'm going to be helping him out with all of his bands. Like he works with Cannibal Corpse, Fulci, and a whole bunch of others that I don't even know.
Right.
Okay.
Right. All right. So, and real quick, if do you take band? So, if say a band is interested, can they just hit you up? I mean, I'm sure you don't take everybody, but
I mean, I have my rules, and I do unfortunately have two blacklisted bands, but other than that, any band could reach out to me.
right, right.
And I got two bands that I hope one day will reach out to me. The Prodigy and Marilyn Manson. Please, for the love of God, will you guys reach out to me? But those are my main hot sauces I would love to do one day.
Right.
But yeah, any band can reach out to me no matter what.
Cool.
And I'll always work with them unless, they're assholes.
Yeah.
I had one band was like, hey, I want you to make our hot sauce. You're going to have to pay to get it all made. We're going to get all the profits and you have to promote us. I'm like, nah, fuck you.
Wow. That's
So they
awesome.
are so they are blacklisted. But yeah, as long as you're not like that, I will always make your hot sauce.
Yeah, we want you to do all the work and then give us all the money for it. Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That sounds like plenty of bands I know. Oh, fuck me. All right. So look, we appreciate it. Once again, the website is Jordan.
www.satanichotsauce.com.
Right. All right.
And yeah, there is a contact area on there as well. So if you are a band or you just have a question, just reach out. I always respond.
Yeah, and I know you have an Instagram account. Do you do Facebook as well?
I don't have a Facebook. I probably should,
No
but
Dave does ours. I'm scared of Facebook. I do the Instagram stuff. Dave's up to Facebook. That's too scary for me. That's a dark world. It's almost as dark as Twitter.
I'm scared of Facebook as well.
You
So
know,
you're not the only one.
Yeah, that and Twitter scares me.
Oh yeah.
Although Dave wants to wander into the world of Twitter too.
Yeah, I had an account once, but it got hacked. I don't know what happened, and I just never bothered going back. So maybe I'll get one just for the podcast, for the show.
Yeah.
There's also Blue Sky.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, we're on Blue Sky, but we're not on Blue Sky because I always forget.
Well,
post on Blue Sky.
We're on Threads too, but I don't know how that works. And somehow I linked it together. So if anyone's out there on Threads, send us a message because we have a Threads account. I don't know how shit gets there. It just kind of does. I think it migrates from Instagram, but I don't know how any of that shit works.
I don't know.
I can explain that to you right now. Threads and Instagram are combined. And so whenever you post on Instagram, it automatically gets posted in Threads because they're combined. It's the same company, same everything. So
okay, but I don't have a Threads. So I never set one up. So mine probably does. My personal stuff probably doesn't. But if the old man howling, the podcast will be on there. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got one. We've got one. So Dave, I'll let you wrap this show up since we had Jordan on.
Well, thank you very much, Jordan. It's been an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to the source. Like Jordan says, it'll be the end of January, in time for my birthday, which is the 25th of January. And I do accept vinyl. So yeah, uh, but yeah, the hot sauce will be called Sweet Ravage Reserve, and
Mm.
with a smoky taste of Birmingham. And you might think that's going to taste of old metal. It's going to taste of a fruity, spicy. Obviously, the fruit's going to be sweet because of the name as well. So check it out, and you can pre-order it now. And order some other stuff. And as soon as I get paid, I'm putting in a big order. I want some of that pina colada stuff. I should order some of that, mate. It sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm almost out of it, so you got to get on that now.
I'm going to get on that now. Don't worry. Don't worry. But thanks to everyone for watching. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, like we said. You can't find us on Blue Sky, so don't even bother. And coming soon, will be Twitter.
There you go. So, folks, with that, we are out of here. We appreciate it, Jordan. Thanks a lot, brother.
Anytime. I appreciate
Thanks,
having
mate.